Welcome to ISO 37001 implementation step by step. In the next 15 minutes, we'll walk through how to build an anti-bribery management system from scratch. You'll see how to secure management commitment, assess bribery risks, implement due diligence and financial controls, establish whistleblower mechanisms, and prepare for certification. The course uses a model company to demonstrate each step. Let's get started. Let's begin with why anti-bribery management matters. Bribery costs the global economy over $2 trillion annually. Enforcement of anti-bribery laws like the U.S. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act and the UK Bribery Act has intensified dramatically. ISO 37001 provides the internationally recognized framework for preventing, detecting, and addressing bribery. Let's define the key terms that form the foundation of anti-bribery management. An anti-bribery management system is the structured framework of policies, controls, and procedures designed to prevent, detect, and respond to bribery. ISO 37001 specifies what an effective ABMS must include and provides the basis for independent certification. A bribery risk assessment systematically evaluates your organization's exposure to bribery. It considers the countries you operate in, the industries you serve, the types of transactions you conduct, and the third parties you work with. High-risk areas receive proportionally stronger controls. Due diligence is the process of investigating business associates, agents, partners, and other third parties before and during business relationships. The standard requires proportionate due diligence based on the bribery risk each relationship presents. A whistleblower mechanism provides confidential or anonymous channels for reporting suspected bribery. ISO 37001 requires that reporters are protected from retaliation. Effective mechanisms are often the primary way organizations discover bribery. The first 5 steps establish the foundation: management commitment, scope, the compliance function, policies, and the critical bribery risk assessment. Implementation begins with leadership commitment and establishing the governance structure. Step 1 secures top management commitment. This is not just signing a policy. It means visible, active leadership. Management must allocate resources, communicate zero tolerance for bribery, and model ethical behavior. The standard specifically requires that the governing body exercises reasonable oversight of the ABMS. Step 2 defines the ABMS scope. Identify which business units, geographies, activities, and third-party relationships are covered. Consider the countries where you operate, the sectors you serve, and whether you deal with government officials. The scope must reflect your actual bribery exposure. Step 3 establishes the compliance function. ISO 37001 requires an independent compliance function with the authority, resources, and direct access to the governing body needed to operate effectively. The compliance officer must be competent, independent, and empowered to act. Steps 4 and 5 create the policy framework and conduct the bribery risk assessment that drives all subsequent controls. Step 4 develops the anti-bribery policy and sets measurable objectives. The policy must prohibit bribery, require compliance with applicable anti-bribery laws, and apply to all personnel and business associates. Objectives should be specific, for example, completing due diligence on all high-risk third parties within a defined time frame. Step 5 is the bribery risk assessment, the most critical planning step. Evaluate risks by country, sector, transaction type, and business relationship. Consider factors like government interaction, use of intermediaries, gifts and hospitality, and charitable donations. The risk assessment determines which areas need the strongest controls and most intensive monitoring. With risks identified, the next phase implements the operational controls that prevent and detect bribery in practice. Steps 6 through 9 implement the controls that form the operational heart of the ABMS. Step 6 implements due diligence procedures. Screen all business associates proportionate to the bribery risk they present. High-risk relationships, such as agents who interact with government officials, require enhanced due diligence including background checks, reference verification, and ongoing monitoring. Train staff to recognize and escalate red flags. Step 7 implements financial and non-financial controls. Establish approval processes for gifts, hospitality, donations, and sponsorships. Enforce segregation of duties in procurement and payments. Ensure financial records accurately reflect all transactions. Include anti-bribery clauses in contracts with business associates. Step 8 provides targeted training and awareness. People in high-risk roles like procurement, sales, and government relations need scenario-based training that covers real situations they might face. All employees need awareness of the anti-bribery policy and how to report concerns. Step 9 establishes reporting and investigation mechanisms. Create confidential channels, hotlines, online portals, or designated contacts for reporting suspected bribery. Protect reporters from retaliation. Define investigation procedures that are fair, thorough, and timely, with clear disciplinary and remediation processes for confirmed violations. The final phase covers performance monitoring, internal audits, continual improvement, and the certification process. Steps 10 through 15 ensure the ABMS works effectively and prepare for certification. Steps 10 and 11 establish performance monitoring and internal auditing. Track KPIs like due diligence completion rates, training coverage, reported concerns, and investigation closure times. Conduct regular internal audits against both ISO 37001 requirements and your own policies. Then present findings to management for review and decision-making. Step 12 drives continual improvement. When controls fail or near misses occur, investigate root causes rather than just symptoms. Implement corrective actions, track their effectiveness, and feed lessons learned back into the risk assessment and control design. The ABMS must evolve as bribery risks change. Steps 13 and 14 cover certification. Select an accredited certification body, then undergo the two-stage audit process. Stage 1 reviews your ABMS documentation and readiness. Stage 2 is the on-site assessment that evaluates implementation effectiveness through interviews, evidence review, and testing of controls. Step 15 maintains certification over time. Surveillance audits occur annually, with full recertification every 3 years. Use each audit cycle as an opportunity to strengthen the ABMS, update risk assessments, and demonstrate that your anti-bribery program is not just a paper exercise, but a living system. Let's close with the most important lessons from ISO 37001 implementation. First, tone from the top is everything. If leadership does not visibly and consistently champion anti-bribery, no amount of policies or controls will create a culture of integrity. The governing body must exercise genuine oversight, not just sign off on documents. Second, the bribery risk assessment drives everything. Controls must be proportionate to the risk. A low-risk domestic supplier doesn't need the same due diligence as a high-risk agent operating in a country with endemic corruption. Focus resources where the risk is highest. Third, due diligence on third parties is critical. Most bribery occurs through intermediaries, agents, and business partners rather than through direct employee actions. Robust, risk-based due diligence on your business relationships is often the single most effective anti-bribery control. And fourth, whistleblower mechanisms must be trusted, confidential, and genuinely free from retaliation. Reporting channels are often the primary way organizations discover bribery. If people don't trust the system, they won't use it, and bribery will go undetected. That wraps up our overview of ISO 37001. In the full Udemy course, you'll get 15 detailed lessons covering every step, a model company for hands-on assignments, templates for your anti-bribery policy, risk register, due diligence procedures, and practical guidance for certification. Click the link below or scan the QR code to enroll and start building your anti-bribery management system today. Thank you for watching. If this overview was useful, subscribe for more governance, risk, and compliance content. See you in the course.